Why hello there, fellow archers. Rhadamant here. Thank you for tuning in to our Adventurer Guild. Episode 3, Don't Shoot the Kittens. Alright, Training Ground. The Training Ground is the place where you can work on improving your adventurers by teaching them skills or changing their classes. Every class has their own set of tree skills available to them. Additionally, skill trees can also become available to an adventurer if they satisfy certain conditions. To learn a skill, you have to spend skill points. Skill points become available when you level up. Sometimes skill points can also be earned in another way, like skill potions or passing some test or whatever. There are many classes your adventurers can choose from. More classes can become available if more trainers join you. Trainers will become available as you progress through the story. All right, so Ink, Guitar Lilin, and Quantum all have potential skill points. So let's do Ink. And sometimes your background traits will also give you skills. So if I look at Guitar Lilin, she has dagger skills, she has scoundrel skills, and she has venturer training. If I look at Quantum... Oh no, it wasn't Quantum I was thinking about. Oh well. Nah, in this case, no one has extra, but sometimes you will. So let's level them up. Oh, no, in a minute. One more thing, Guildmaster. We do not need to accept quests every day. Adventurers have their own limits and need a rest from time to time, both mentally and physically. Push them beyond that and they might leave the guild one way or another. Death or dereliction. I guess one way is dying. Consider just letting this day end so that adventurers can recover a bit. The adventurers will thank you, Guildmaster. So where has the swamp hag disappeared to? If you're referring to Fiola, she's already left. She actually, she was the one who told me to give you that advice about... And she said she hit her mental limit. Would it bother you to deliver my remarks so that she doesn't get the last word? It would bother me greatly. Very much so. So, you can end the day at the bottom right, even if you haven't done anything, but if you accept a quest, accepting quest ends the day as well. So you can either end a day or quest, one or the other, but not both. Beware of the following, though. Every 5 days that you let pass will start a new week. Yes, 5 days. At the start of a new week, merchandise will reset, new adventurers will arrive in the tavern, and you'll have to pay your adventurers. If you're unable to pay them, they will become extremely unhappy. Alright, looks like we're doing sword and shield. So, crafted. And Scorp's the only one that can use that. So, the difference here is physical attack goes up by 2 and block goes up by 3. And then the old one is just here. And I'm going to not sell it because, like, if I get another defender, I can just give it to them because it doesn't really sell for very much. All right, level ups. Let's do that again. So this will also cost money. One of the things, so Ink hasn't, like, if you are, let me check the redemptions. Quantum, you want to change to Archer? Got it. If you're a mage, you can take, like, a specific type of magic at level 4, which allows you to kind of specialize a bit more. And it's not all that feasible to take every single point. It's usually best to, like, focus in 1 or 2 schools. But in this case, some of the nicest ones is... Ink is the one with the mana core, which regenerates SP every turn. So picking up Inner Power, which increases SP, means that she's going to be regenerating even more SP per turn, which is insanely strong. So I'm going to do Inner Power for Ink. Next adventure, Guitar Lilin. We have Dirty Fighting. Passively increases crit, chance, and damage. We have Shadow Step, which allows you to, like, poof and vanish and get, like, a crit hit or a higher attack, teleporting and staying hidden. We've got Dodge, which just increases your dodge chance, or Underdog. Enemies will no longer get a bonus chance to hit for each ally surrounding the unit. There's also Pathfinder for increased movement, which is actually pretty useful for rogues, but I think in this case I'm going to take Shadow Step, because you can really position yourself quite well with Shadow Step to ambush high damage dealers like enemy mages and the like. And then we have quantum. I am not going to spend quantums, because if quantum wants to become an archer, there's no point in investing gold in gaining warrior traits. If you're wondering, if you do teach, like let's say quantum was a little higher level and I taught two-handed grip to quantum and then they became an archer, that skill point would be refunded. However, if I spent it in adventurer training, like giving quantum like Pathfinder, that would not be refunded, because an archer also has the adventurer training tree. So you only really refund the things in the trees that you're relinquishing, if that makes sense. So, now, there are adventurers who can change their target class. That would be Quantum. So Quantum can become an archer. This will cost me a little bit of gold, and Quantum will need to be in the training grounds for a day, but at the end of that, Quantum will go from a knight, a two-handed knight, to an archer. I don't, however, have a bow for him, so we'll probably have to acquire one once Quantum has redone his training. So I'm going to update Quantum's roster as if he's already become an archer and is aiming to become a ranger, because I think that's his intention. So I'm not going to bother training him anything, because he's about to change his entire class. And the main objective is to end the day, so I'm going to do just that. Alright, next objective is to reach the reputation of barely known. We're unknown entirely right now. So here's the memorial of people who have fallen. And this is like predetermined. I didn't actually kill these people, and Fran was the last one that fell. We obviously don't have new adventurers yet because it hasn't been a new week. And Quantum is now an archer. So if you take a look, Quantum has no gear. Bit of an issue, right? So let's correct that before we go out in the field. So I don't have enough for nice gear, right? I don't have enough for like leather armor or a war bow. I'm missing one wood for a war bow. So what I'll do in the meantime is get a hunting bow, which doesn't cost material, and then hide armor, which doesn't cost material. Every class has their own armor type and weapon type that they can use. So like an archer has to use a bow and has to use medium armors. There's no like heavy armor or light armor for it. So if you're an archer and you want to wear a robe, you can't. And there we go. Now Quantum can be taught new skills. And we have 2 skill points because Quantum unlearned great sword skills. So we're going to give Quantum basic bow skills. That makes sense. You really can't be an archer without that. Alright. And then the other trees we have is high ground. So for every tile higher than your target, you increase your damage up to 50%. Which I think is a pretty good one for an archer to have. That way you can kill Anakin for us. So now he's all trained up. Perfect. Alright, next. Occasionally, there will be times where you have to talk to someone. So, as you can see, my quests are grayed out, my day is grayed out, because I have to talk to Fiola in the bar. Apparently, another group of travelers has encountered her. So after 2 weeks, it's still happening. Sigh. I guess I have no choice but to tell Rad about it. Tell me about what? Just when I mention you, it's like speaking of the devil. But now that you're here, you should know that there has been a few incidents close to the guild. What kind of incidents? Lately, some of the travelers who visited the tavern have been talking about seeing a strange girl in the nearby forest. Their story always goes like this. They first hear maniacal laughter in the forest, and those who are brave enough will then start to look for the source. When they find the source, it would always turn out to be a girl with blue hair, but when they try to approach the girl, they would always pass out for some mysterious reason. Kinda sounds like a ghost story. Oh gods, please don't let it be ghost of a little girl. That would be too depressing. Well, whatever it is, until now all travelers have regained their consciousness on the road and were left unharmed, so it might be harmless. Still, it might be a good idea to send some adventurers to investigate as an assignment. If you don't have any adventurers available, hire more in the tavern. It does sound like a good idea, despite it coming from you. Sometimes assignments will be made available, or will be available for your adventurers to work on. Some are minor, while others are necessary to progress the main quest. To see the available assignments, press the assignment button. Assignments will be automatically completed by the adventurers you send. The success chance for completing the assignment depends on the stats of your adventurers. Unlike quests, adventurers cannot die on assignments. So do not worry about sending adventurers you like on an assignment. So here's the assignment. Find the mysterious girl. It doesn't expire. And if we click on it, it has a minimum of 2 adventurers. So you have to send 2 people to do it. Also, you will not heal during this assignment. So if you send someone wounded, they will stay wounded. And in this case, I am going to send Destroyer and Quantum on the assignment. And then you have the chance to succeed, chance to be wounded, the morale, and how long it takes. So trying to find the girl will take 2 days, meaning that Destroyer and Quantum will be out of, like, I won't be able to assign them anything for 2 days because they're going to be away in assignment. All right. The reason I picked those 2 is that Ink and Guitar Lilin are disgruntled. So I was going to go into the tavern and buy them a drink. Not today, I'm not. Never mind. And then I didn't send Scorp because he's wounded. Now, the other thing I could do, however, is I could, like, sheepishly go do an exploration or collection quest with them, even though they're a little upset, and I'll just have to buy them a drink tomorrow. And I think that's what I'm going to do. It's always worth looking at the modifiers, because the modifiers will, like, sometimes the modifiers will say, like, it's full of treasure. And yeah, that's, like, absolutely a quest you should consider grabbing, because, like, 1 full of treasure is a ridiculous haul. Of all of these quests, this Rainbow Flower one gives the most gold, so I'll take that one. Oh, but you know what? I did want leather for armor. So, roughly speaking, you can find wood, alchemical, like, herbs, and ore fairly easily on deployment, but you can't harvest random leathers. So a lot of the times what I'll do is I'll prioritize quests that give hides, because it's hard to get hides early game other ways. So like collecting rainbow flowers and getting 4 free hides might be worth more to me than having a little bit more gold. So I'm going to do that. I'm not even going to have a full party here. We only have 3 of 4 potential. It's fine. And it's just warning me that I didn't have a 4th, but I don't think I need one. In fact, the last time we deployed out, I didn't even get attacked. I avoided all combat. Because combat, the amount of loot that you get for defeating an enemy party is usually very, very little. So, avoiding combat, like, makes sense until you're powerful enough to not suffer any injuries from it, like I said before. Oh, here is a special event. As the adventurers wander through the dense forest, they stumble upon a small clearing, where a pond glowed in a gentle green hue. Intrigued, they approached the pond, noticing the shimmering water seemed almost otherworldly. As the adventurers, they've heard places like these. They were said to be one of the few remaining places where the god Ganenta has shed tears of humanity. The place was believed to be imbued with great power, but only one person could take that power before it would disappear. There was great value in taking that power, but some of them would also wondered if they should just leave it be. They noticed the lush forest around them and speculated that it will most likely be thanks to this blessed pond. All right, quick choice here. And I'm going to get up from my seat for just 1 second while you vote. So generally speaking, these special engagements will give you like permanent character boosts. They can be a gamble, of course, but usually these special events on deployment are a net benefit to the player. Not always. And sometimes there's like a stat roll or check for them. So it'll be like, hey, you can benefit, but only if you roll high enough in strength or willpower or whatever it is. So, for this first one, let's just choose an adventurer to take the power. That's what you guys voted on. And here's the choices. Who should have the power? Scorp, Ink, or Guitar Lily? Our defender, who wants to be a guardian, our mage, who wants to be high mage, or, well, not high mage yet, or our rogue, who wants to be assassin. Wow, Guitar Lily not getting a lot of votes. All right, Ink's gonna do it. As Ink approached the pond, the water rippled and glowed brighter, as if anticipating the moment. Ink cautiously dipped her hand into the water, feeling a sudden surge of energy coursing through her body. With a deep breath, Ink submerged herself in the water, feeling a wave of warmth and light engulf her. As she emerged from the pond, the glow faded, and the water returned to its ordinary state. Ink could feel that she had become stronger now, a strength which the surrounding forest will pay the price for. Ink gained 1 skill point. Powerful stuff. Alright, I see the flower over here, but I want to avoid the bandit if I can. Also, I did see the question earlier, can you hide in the grass? Not in this map. It's a blocker, as you can see. It's unpathable. Don't roll a 1 and you'll... Oh god, a 3. Well, we still passed. And those, like, traps are, like, free experiences for... Oh, boy. Free experience as far as I'm concerned. Craig, thank you for the resub. Alright, I see the treasure chest up north. Guarded by this crazed boar who just got aggroed. And I'm stuck in combat. They've checkmated me. Hey, Michi, thank you for the raid. What were you playing today? Monster Hunter Wilds? I hadn't played that in a while. Well, I'm about to hunt a monster, so here we go. I'm joining you. Oh, I dodged it. Did not think that that was going to happen. Never mind. You'll just have to wait. No checkmate there. I whizzed right through. Ah! Bandits everywhere. Okay, so we are exhausted. Now here's the thing. When you're exhausted, you can't outrun enemies, so I'm going to camp, even though they're like right up my bum. But I have no ambush chance. So that's good. And we'll do hearty meals. They optimized it? Ah, finally. I remember when I was playing Monster Hunter Wilds, it was rough would be a nice way to put it. So it's good to hear that it's better. So I'm going to have Guitar Lilin hide in the shadows and Scorp polish his armor. And then we rest. This spot is beautiful. It's funny, it's like right where Ink got the skill point, so it's like peaceful, sure. Alright, and the bandits are losing interest. I kind of gave them a run around. Now that these chests aren't guarded... Oops, I stepped on a trap. Let's grab them. And we have a accuracy ring. Guitar Lilin... Actually, Ink, I'm gonna have you grab it. Don't miss your spells. Alright, so there's one flower left. We know where it is. It's just being, like, kind of low-key guarded. And I'm not sure, given the camping supplies, I'm just gonna get in a fight, because I don't think trying to evade them anymore makes sense, because we're gonna get exhausted in attempting. Plus, it's like only 2 boars. So Guitar Lilin right now is hiding in the shadows, so she can't be seen. I'm going to pass her turn. Or delay her turn. The boars have like a rush ability, where they will like blitz forward. I'm going to have Scorp stand on high ground and block. Trying to lure them in to attack him rather than have others get hit. And then Ink I don't think you're going to be able to reach with your spells. No. So... pass your turn as well. How's the sub-down thing going? So far so good. So the boar did manage to blitz into ink. And I am going to choose to stun it with Scorp, so it can't do any further harm to ink. And then I'm going to shield knock back the boar, buying me space. Guitar Lilin should be able to slice this thing up badly. Sneak attack and all, yep. But no chain attacks. The chain attacks was a possibility, but it just didn't come to fruition. Now, in this case, if I wanted to attack again, a quick slash costs 3 action points, and she hasn't moved this turn, so she has 1 movement / action point. So if I wanted to do that, I could do Beyond Limit for her to lose 20 bravery for 2 action points, giving her 3 action points now for a second attack. And that's one of the ways to use bravery points. So she attacked twice in 1 turn for that bravery. And then I'm just going to auto attack with ink because it was like a guaranteed kill. And then have ink jump into the shadows so that she is not targetable, so that the boar can't hit her next turn. I can also actually do the same thing with Guitar Lilin. The Shadow Step ability. And now all the boar has to do is to attack Scorp, who's standing on the high ground and is shielded. So yeah, good luck with that. Yeah, you didn't get very far, did you? An earth attack, shoving the boar back into Scorpio. And then a almost certainly fatal backstab here. Sneak attack. And we're done. Now, you can use potions mid-combat, but it will take action points to use them. So if you can help it, it's best to wait after combat is done. So Scorpio's out of, like, SP. So then I can use the mana potion on Scorpio. And then Ink is a little damaged, so I'm going to use the healing potion on Ink. And that way they will recover a bit and be more ready for the next fight. Come on, Bandit. Yep. And we're done. In this case, I'm going to actually continue exploring, because we can return back to the guild at any time. And I might be able to get like a little bit extra stuff down here. Nope, there's really nothing down here. Never mind. There's mushrooms. So I'm going to ignore camping, because we don't have any supplies anyway. Pick the mushrooms, and then I'll return back to the party. So if we did get attacked in the exhausted state that we're in now, we don't move around the map at the same speed, which means all the enemies will be able to run us down. It's not a 1-for-1 anymore. They'll sometimes move, they'll close the gap and move 2 spaces in while we're moving 1 space. And then if we do get attacked, we have fewer action points during the fight. So it's really, really not good to be exhausted if you can help it. So let's return to the guild. We ended up getting 725 extra gold of stuff we found, and a good amount of loot, plus the guaranteed loot. Scorp leveled up again, and Guitar Lilin and Ink got close. They're going to be pretty wounded, though. And my intention was to buy them a beer and have them take a day or 2 off anyway. Rad. Viola, I have a specific quest I'd like you to see. Is that so? Could you have just put it on the pile with the other quests? I was worried you might overlook it because the rewards for it isn't much. It's from an old couple who can't afford much. What's the quest about? They're missing their son. Their son has recently decided to become an adventurer. One that isn't affiliated with the Adventurers Guild. They said that they lost contact with him after he accepted his first quest. That doesn't bode well. Now they're asking us to find him. They're clinging to the hope that he's still alive. I'll think about it. Thanks. Or something. Is that some kind of curse? I know I'm always saying that you're a witch, but that was just to insult you. Do I have to think of something else now? Shut up. I was trying to thank you. What? That's it. I'm out of here. I wonder why she's invested enough in this that she tried to do the unthinkable. So this is a story quest. Story quests are different from the usual quests you receive. Unlike normal quests, story quests have unique maps and unique events waiting for you. They will automatically unlock when certain conditions are met. Not all story quests have to be completed, but the unique rewards will be awarded upon completing them. To select a story quest, go to the quest overview and to click the story quest tab. So here, Ink took the most damage in the last fight, so she's injured for more days. She's injured for 4 days. Scorp did level up, and there's also a required conversation here, so let's just do that right now. God damn it. How often do I have to tell you? That's not how to shoot an arrow. I'm sorry, ma'am. Hold it like this. Now try it again. Yes. Whoosh. Arrow missed the target by a mile. Are you trying to piss me off? Yikes. No, ma'am. Do you like kittens? What? I said, do you like kittens? Yes, very much so. Then maybe I just get a whole bunch of them and put them everywhere but the targets. Maybe that will motivate you to hit the damn target. No! Dear gods. Well there, I think this is enough training for today. How about we just call it a day and continue tomorrow? Yes, thank you, sir. Look how fast she can run when it's not laps around the field. Astrid, how often have I told you that it would be better if you were just a little bit nicer to the adventurers? I think that was perfectly reasonable. Really? The whole kittens thing was reasonable? Do you even hear yourself? Hey, Volgan. Oh, Guildmaster. You saw that, huh? Pretty much. I don't think you two have met yet. Guildmaster, let me introduce you to Astrid, the archer instructor. Astrid, this is the new Guildmaster of the Adventurers Guild. Are you also here to tell me how to do my job? Normally I wouldn't, but I do think threatening to take kittens as hostages goes a bit too far. Fine, I won't take kittens as hostages. I would have never thought that that was something that would even be on the table. Yeah, well, Astrid, you're a bit extreme. So, adventurers ready to level up, that would be Scorp. So, this is one of those instances where Scorp did get 2 for endurance. Scorp, of course, is looking for strength and endurance. So even though there's only a very small chance to get the other stats, so I think this is pretty reasonable to not reroll. Adventurers who can learn skills. So that would be Scorp, having leveled up. And Second Wind restores some HP and bravery. Cover and Taunt are pretty good too. And then block chance and stun chance are even, I would say, even nicer than the, I mean, I'm going to go with Taunt because Taunt keeps others protected. So we'll get the Art of War 1. But it's a bit, I could go either way. And the new skills was also Ink. So as far as I know, Ink has not requested a specific school of magic, not that it would matter. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick up Spell Penetration, which increases penetration through resistances, which is good for mages, for magic resistant enemies. And let's talk to Falcon and then talk to Astrid. What's the matter, Guildmaster? You know, for some reason I feel like I heard the name Falcon before. It doesn't surprise me. I used to be a somewhat famous adventurer long ago. Really? Did you have some additional titles or an alias? Because I've had a hard time remembering anyone famous with the name Falcon. Well, it wasn't anything special. In fact, I can't remember it myself. I mean, it has been years since I retired. You know, after I lost my leg, I was sure my life was over. After all, what use was a crippled adventurer? But then one day Fran appeared to me and asked me to be an instructor for his adventurer guild. If it weren't for him, I'd probably be begging on some street, or more likely already dead by now. Do you think we can still save the guild? I don't know, but I'll try my best. I guess I really can't ask for more than that. Anything else needs to be discussed? Did he take an arrow to the knee? I don't know. He doesn't have anything below the knee. So, maybe. Like, he's very peg-legged, as you can see. And with a crutch. Alright, talking to Astrid. The kitten killer. Need something? Have you been with the Adventurers Guild for long, Astrid? Is this supposed to be a social conversation? Don't waste both of our times. For better or for worse, I'm the guildmaster here. I should know the people working for me. Do you honestly even care? I do. I care because Fran would have cared. Fine. I actually started here as an adventurer when the guild was still in its infancy. Honestly, I had no intention to join the guild. I was already an adventurer at the time for some years, and I already know how many of them there really are. I could only imagine the guild as a hot pot of thugs and ruffians. Why did you change your mind then? I had a falling out with my own adventurer party at the time. They wanted to do a quest I simply couldn't agree on, so we went our separate ways. It wasn't until much later I heard that things went wrong for them during that quest, and they all ended up dead. I'm sorry to hear that. Don't be. They were bastards and they deserved to die. This lady, God. Ugh. The only reason I stopped working with them is because I didn't think they would stoop so low. I was actually thinking about returning and killing them myself. Killing them in their sleep myself. Good lord. And she's in our guild. Yep. Okay. Whoa. In any case, an adventurer without a party was just more likely to end up dead than one with. But it wasn't easy to find another party. In the end, it felt like I had no choice but to check out the guild if I wanted to improve my survival chance. As it turned out, the guild was actually different than I thought and ended up in a party I could work with. I did quests for the Adventurers Guild for many years, and that's when I lost my eye. After that incident, the previous guildmaster offered me a job as an instructor and I accepted. Now we're here. And what happened to your old adventurer party after you stopped? I do not want to talk about them. Don't ever ask me about them again. Anything else? Nope. Nope. Definitely not. Alright, am I allowed to buy beers yet? I am. So I'm going to buy a drink for Squirt, Ink, and Guitar Lilin because they were disgruntled. And as a result of this, they're going to get a plus 20 to mood for 5 days. The Guildmaster bought me a drink, as you can see. If you're wondering, you can't drink and quest at the same time. So obviously I'm not going to be doing anything today. I'm just going to be ending the day because there's like nothing else to do. But the quest that it wanted me to do was the story quest of the missing son. So there's normal quests and story quests, and we're not taking any at the moment. Destroyer and Quantum will be back from their assignment tomorrow. Assignment completed. Find the mysterious girl. The adventurers found the person disturbing the roads, and it turned out to be just a normal girl. Unsure what to do with her, but the adventurers brought her back with them to the guild. Maybe talking to the girl will shed some light into what she was doing. And as a result, Destroyer also leveled up. So Destroyer, let's level you up. And Destroyer is the one that should get like pretty ridiculously high int gains. Yeah. +2. Yeah. So Destroyer going for High Mage needs int and wisdom. And I gained both 2 int and 1 wisdom. So I think that's pretty fair. I think the chance of getting endurance at 20% or willpower 20% is really low. So there's no point in re-rolling because we got 2 int in this run. So confirmed. And new skills for Destroyer. I will also give you Inner Power. More spell points is pretty good for mages. Alright, meet Viola in the tavern. Rad. Viola. Wow, the mood turned cold all of a sudden. I heard the Adventurers Guild has found our ghost. They did. She's over there. Are you? I'm sorry. This is all I have, I swear. Take it and leave me, please. She's been like this ever since we got her here. I guess this is what happens when kids have to spend too much time with you. They instinctively realize that you're actually a child-eating witch. I bet it was your ugly mug that made her scared for her life. Don't bring my pretty face into this. You know as well as I do that I'm at least an 8 out of 10. Among pigs, perhaps. At least I'm not trying to hide my age behind makeups. What? Oh, don't act like that. I'm pretty sure everyone knows about it. You take that back. Make me. Guys? Pig. Hag. Guys. What? Yikes. I just want to say that you're scaring the girl. She's hiding under the table? Come out, kid. There's nothing to fear. Are you gonna sell me off now? What? Of course not. But you're adventurers, are you not? Kid, what do you think adventurers are? A different word for bandits? You really have an image problem. I don't know what you heard about us, but we don't do anything to you. Really? Really? So, adventurers aren't bad guys? Well, if you disregard this person here among us, you stay out of this. Well, it's true that adventurers are a rough bunch of people, but most rumors about them are greatly exaggerated. They aren't highwaymen, so there is nothing to be afraid of. That's a relief. I really thought I was in hot water this time. I'm really sorry about my behavior, but my mother used to warn me about adventurers. She would always tell me about how adventurers would always keep trespassing into her house and take things that weren't theirs, or how they would always respond with violence to everything. I guess those stories weren't true after all. Let's not burst the bubble. Anyway, the reason the adventurers brought you here was that someone has been causing a disturbance very close to the Adventurers Guild. I guess that was you, right? I'm sorry. I didn't want to cause a commotion. But I was scared of bandits, so whenever someone would approach me, I would put them to sleep with one of my potions. Potions? Now that I look at you, are you by any chance an alchemist? That's right. Emily is the name, and potion making is my game. I'm from a family that have been producing respectable alchemists for centuries now. Or at least, that's what my parents always said. I see. Then I have only one question left. What were you doing all alone in the nearby woods? From what I heard, you've probably been roaming there for weeks now. The truth is, I'm searching for something. Something that I believe is hidden somewhere here. And what would that be? It's a rare plant. Something I've been looking for a very long time now. You've been wandering the woods for weeks just to find a plant? Don't you know how dangerous the forest here is? Especially when you're going alone? I know, but still, I need to search for it. Then how about you try to look for it from here? It would be safer than just wandering around the forest on your own. And if you want to look for that plant, we can at least have some adventurers escort you to keep you safe. But I really don't have that much money to pay for lodging and protection. Then why don't you work for us instead? Didn't you say yourself that you're an alchemist? As it happens, we do need an alchemist, and we also have a building that you could move into. What's this? You can be nice to someone? As long as that someone isn't you, I can be an angel. So how about it? If you want, you can stay with us. We can help you with your search. In exchange, you work for us as an alchemist and make some potions for our adventurers. What do you say? Of course, I'll accept. Thank you very much. All right, welcome to the Adventurers Guild, Emily. Thank you all. I really appreciate it. So let's go craft a potion in the Alchemist Workshop. Oh, hello, Guildmaster. Hello, Emily. I was just wondering how you're fitting in. Everything is great here. This place is much bigger than the workstations I've usually worked with, and there's a lot of ingredients here. I can't wait to try it out. And best of all, I can finally sleep on a bed again. You really don't look like the adventurers type. Have you been really living in the forest the last few weeks on your own? It wasn't as bad as you might think. I'm fully capable of surviving on my own in the wilderness. After all, I'm an alchemist, and there's a potion for just about every situation. If there was any danger, I could easily use one of my potions to get away. If I got sick, I could use a potion to nurse myself back to health. And if I was hungry or thirsty, I could just drink a potion. If I couldn't sleep because the ground was too hard, I would just drink a potion to put myself to sleep. I even have a laughing potion when I feel down. I guess that explains the maniacal laughter people have been reporting. Thanks again, Guildmaster, for offering me a place to stay and helping me in my search. We'll both benefit from this arrangement. I'm curious how good your potion making skills really are. Then how about I show you? Let's make potions. First we'll talk to her. Hello, Guildmaster. How can I help you? When we found you, you said you were looking for a certain plant. What is it, and why is it so important that you kept living in the forest for so long? Promise you won't laugh? I guess I can promise that. I'm looking for the Flower of Eternity. Flower of Eternity? The Flower of Eternity is a legendary plant. It's a gorgeous flower that can never wither and has existed since the dawn of creation. It's said that the alchemists who were able to find one of the flowers were able to create potions with miraculous effects. I see, and I guess the laughable part about that is the Flower of Eternity is considered to be a folktale amongst alchemists. Most alchemists don't believe it exists. Those who believe are generally laughed at. But I know it exists. Why do you think that? Because of the diary, one of my ancestors. He was also looking for the Flower of Eternity, and it seems that he has actually found the location of the flower. Unfortunately, most of what is written in the diary has been lost to time, so I was only able to narrow down the location, where he said he found the flower, to the general area around here. And if that's the case, wouldn't he have already picked the flower? I don't think so. If he had, he would have been, it would have been mentioned in his diary. It should have changed his life. But nothing of that sort was mentioned in his diary. The latter part is mostly just mundane descriptions of his everyday life. I can only theorize that he's never brought the flower back with him home for some reason. So what do you intend to do with it when you find it? To make a potion, of course. Who knows what kind of potion you could make with the Flower of Eternity. They say it has miraculous properties, so the potion could be made with it should be unlike anything you've seen before. I see. If you go outside searching for it again, tell me so that I can at least find some adventurers to escort you. Thanks again for your help. I really appreciate it. Show me your appreciation by continuing to make potions for our adventurers. Will do. Anything else? Nope. Alright, let's go make a health potion. And you can always craft them in batches with this arrow key, provided you have the ingredients. So, like, I can make 2 more health potions. And I guess that's what I'll do. You know what? I'm going to keep the gold. So now there is a side assignment. So there's these 2 are recurring. Help the farmers gives you HP and SP when you complete it. It's just there. Farmers need help tending the fields. And then safe hunting gives you common hide and monster blood when you complete it. And then there's her Flower of Eternity search, which takes 2 days, and I need at least 3 adventurers to assign to it. Let's see here. I'll probably do some assignments. I'd like to help the farmers, and I'm going to help the farmers with Scorp, because gaining HP for Scorp is going to be useful. Same with Guitar Lilin and Quantum. Even though they're a little wounded, I think that's fine. So when they're done, they're all going to get 3 SP, 3 HP, which is a pretty handy bonus. And then the Flower of Eternity, I need 3 adventurers, and I only have 2 available. So what I'll do is, for the other 2, I'll do safe hunting. The issue here is I only have a 76% chance of success if I safe hunt with them. But there's really no one in the tavern I want to pick up. Now it's a new week in 2 days, so I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to do it anyway. Even though it's not a perfect chance to succeed. And I have enough money in the coffers to afford to send adventurers out, even if they're not making money on these side assignments. So for these assignments, specifically the farmers one won't pay me, but I will gain experience points and like permanent stats to HP and SP, which is useful. And then the safe hunting won't pay me, but I'll gain experience points and then some crafting materials. So I think it's probably useful anyway. We also have enough to make better armor, but I'll decide on that once these days are up. Thank you for tuning in to our Adventurer Guild, which originally streamed live on Twitch. If you have any feedback or questions for me, let me know in the comments below. but please keep in mind I'm trying to avoid backseating and spoilers. If you would like to catch a live stream of mine, Rhadamant.com has my stream schedule and countdown timers to upcoming streams. If you'd like to join my online gaming community on Discord to take part in community events, Rhadamant.com has a link to it, as does the description of this video. Thank you so very much for watching. Special thank you to my Twitch subscribers, Patreon patrons, and viewers like you that support the channel and made it all the way to the credits. Thank you so very much. I hope to catch you next episode or an upcoming stream. Farewell, my fellow adventurers.